Okay, here at Wallboardtools, if you didn't already know, we have a range of access panels. Non-acoustic and 1 and 2 hour fire rated. That is 60, 60, 60, 120, 120, 120. All made to Australian standards. We'll just start off with the metal face access panel. Just got one here, 300 by 300. Got the slot lock and it's actually got a flange perimeter. They come in a set bead and a flange. Installation sheets, installation sheets available on request, which are not in the packaging, but yeah, grab hold of these and have a look, you'll see how they go in. With all the access panels, when you put them in, always make sure your penetration is 5mm larger than the panel itself. So if it's a 300 by 300, your penetration should be 305 by 305, which just allows you to turn the access panel around. So I'll just have a look at this. This is how they come in. The foam packaging comes around all corners to protect them. Very simple, nice, neat little door. Very good finish, ready for finishing and painting by others. As I said, this is the flange, got a 15mm tilt, 15 degree tilt on the flange, so when that goes in the ceiling or the wall, it sits nice and flush. Yeah, it's a great look. The lock itself is a slot lock. There's no key required on these. Simply open them out, bend the lugs up into position, holding the frame up into position nice and tight, fasten through the legs, which will lock the panel up into the ceiling frame. To close, make sure the hole is square. If the hole is not square, as you put these in, there is a chance you can pull the frame out of square and the door will not close. So just be very important. It's very important to make sure the penetration is nice and square. So you've got it fixed up, close it up, locked up. I don't have a coin, that's why I'll close it this way. So it's up in the ceiling. Final preparation is just maybe a little bit of no more gaps or something around the perimeter to seal it, ready for painting by others. It's a quick walk-in, walk-out access panel. The other one we have here, that's the metal face door. This one is the MDF door, a little bit heavier. Just as good with the set bead perimeter. Once again, it's got the polystyrene block around to protect the perimeter of the trim. We'll find out the hole here for it somewhere. There we go. As you can see, it's all prepped, ready for finished painting by others. Just watch out for these corners. They're not too bad, but sometimes this bead will bite. So just be very careful with those. And sometimes on the corner of the flange, just got to be careful what you're doing. Same lock configuration, so instead of a metal door, what we actually have is an MDF door. So that can pop out. It actually has a removable hinged door. Come back around, compress the hinges, and the door will come away separate from the frame. Locking back in, you can get that. Just decompress, relocate the door. It's a lot easier than what I make it look. There you go. So right up, it's in the wall or up on the ceiling, and all you do is set your 3-coat setting process around that. Clean out your perimeter trim, walk away, and give them an invoice. You're just about there. On our fire rated access panels, we have a 1 hour fire rated panel. We have an information flyer sheet on that. On the back of the panel there is also an installation specification. What you can see, a little bit of weight in these. It's MDF door. It's got a chromochoric centre, intermittent heat activated strip around the door, so when the heat hits it actually seals the perimeter. After the same thing, there are holes. I hope you can see those little holes just there and there. There's holes in the flange where you actually install it up into the frame, and then with this one it's a set bead perimeter. There's also a locator on the door, so as you close the door that's going to pick up pretty well, give you the perfect perimeter around the door when it's done. In case it's going to a ceiling, there is a safety chain. Please ensure the safety chain is hooked up after anyone goes through it. Hook the chain up so it doesn't come down and clout someone on the head. But all in all, it can give you a great finish, and you know, installing one of these, they are certified and to Australian standards, they work a treat. You can actually see this one has a budget lock. a square budget lock, and is also hinged, which is the 1 hour, and you'll see the difference when we get to the 2 hour. So the budget lock just comes in pivots, and your budget lock is actually under the spec sheet. You see it's a black Allen key, turns the door and drops down. With the 2 hour, once again, we have the range, we have the specifications on the flyer sheet. There is also an installation specification in the back of the panel itself. Oh. This one is a little bit thinner, not as deep, as you can see, to the 1 hour, but it is also screw fixed. There's no hinge, there's no lock. But you can actually see the screws are actually fixed into the door and it's locked into the frame. Same door with a heat activated intermittent strip with a different core. And installation specification on the back. When it goes in, once again, you can put a fire sealant around the perimeter once it's up and finished, and pretty well walk away. When you take undo the door, this door comes completely off. You've got the holes in the frame which you can lock into the wall framing itself. Get onto these panels, they're great value for money, and you will not be sorry.